Good morning, everybody. You are tuned into Buzz TV. Thanks for joining us. And today I have Rachel and Laura. These are two special women in the community here in Jacksonville. Laura, she actually teaches a class called Mindfulness, and it's an awareness class to help train your mind. She's going to give us a little bit more about that. And Rachel, she runs Oil and Water Beauty Marketing. They do a lot as well. So let's go ahead and have you guys tell everybody about what you do. Thanks for joining us, first of all.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, Laura, you teach mindfulness awareness class. What is this all about?
I do. Well, thank you for asking. So mindfulness is, well, I'll use a common definition that's out there. It's a 2,500 or so year old practice that is commonly described as paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment. And that's one of our lead researchers from University of Massachusetts, John Kabat-Zinn's definition.
Okay. And what got you into wanting to teach the fundamentals of mindfulness that you've learned?
So I learned about mindfulness while I was in the military. I retired in 2016 from the Navy, and I was overseas, and an expert on mindfulness in the Army brought over John Kabat-Zinn and was teaching some classes, and I learned about it through him, so I delved into the research, and it came at a really timely time for me.
Yeah.
I had just had some major responsibilities where I worked and been through the great East Japan earthquake, tsunami, and radiologic disaster.
Wow.
And just had a lot of transition during that time, and I started to take a look into it at their recommendation, and realized that through the neuroscience that we really can become our optimal selves through this training. And I had some really great results myself, and when I find a good thing, I like to share it. So I developed programs while I was in the Navy and used it in my clinical practice. I'm also a nurse midwife.
Awesome.
So while I was in the Navy, in my nurse midwifery clinic, I would use it with my patients, and I also used it for at-risk soldiers, sailors, and Marines.
That's great. So obviously the information you got was just too good to keep to yourself till
Absolutely.
you got home. You just had to share it while you're still in the Navy.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So when you were there, did you plan on taking it further and creating a mindfulness program, or was it just something that naturally happened?
I did plan after some time. My specific plan initially was to combat healthcare provider burnout.
Mm-hmm.
Many people don't realize, but healthcare provider burnout in the United States is an epidemic problem.
Wow.
With most physicians reporting it, or 50% of physicians reporting at least one symptom of burnout, and as many as 70% of physicians in some specialties reporting burnout. And it really does affect our performance. It affects our enjoyment of our jobs, and affects our ability to relate to one another, and it really is directly related to errors, including in healthcare.
Right. Wow. So what are your goals for mindfulness speaking? Obviously, you would like to help people be able to recognize things that maybe they don't see inside themselves to help them go forward in life. But what is your ultimate goal?
Well, my goal is to reach as many people as I can, which is why I've chosen this platform rather than clinical practice.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was really to lift people up and help them be their best selves. I would like to see really a mindful movement, which I'm glad to be with Rachel, who was interested in the same thing in Jacksonville. And I'd like to see mindfulness in leadership and more business. I'd like to see mindfulness in schools and even in our city government. That would be really awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely would. So Rachel, Oil and Water, that's your company. You guys are a marketing firm. How did you link up with Laura?
We met about a year ago through the arts. We're both actively engaged in the arts here in Jacksonville, and I was introduced to Laura because she is a mindfulness teacher, and many of my friends know that I practice mindful marketing, which is a 4-step process that I've been honing over the last few years and apply to our work, based in the sort of in the fundamentals of mindfulness. So I was introduced to Laura because we share this passion for mindfulness, and it came at the right time. I was ready to launch classes and do something for the community to really get the conversation started around mindfulness, and I needed a brilliant teacher. and in walked Laura into my life. So over the last few months, we started to refine this program, and we came up with a 13-week summer program of weekly classes and monthly workshops that are being led by her at Oil and Water's headquarters right on Hendricks.
Excellent. And so if people are looking to join the class, which I highly recommend, where would they go? And what time would they do that?
So you can go to oilandwater.com, and it's OYLANDWATER. And there is a link there for classes, and you can sign up and register for the weekly classes. At the bottom of that page, there's also information about the workshops. There's one in July coming up next weekend.
Peak Performance.
Yep, Mindfulness for Peak Performance. And then there's another one in August that will take you to an Eventbrite page where you can sign up and register there. So all of it's happening on oilandwater.com, also on our Facebook page.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Definitely need more of that in our community. For anyone that's looking to join the workshop, what are the dates and times?
Okay. Well, we have Mindfulness for Peak Performance coming up on July 29th, and that's from 9 to 4 at Oil and Water headquarters. And I have another workshop coming up called Leading Mindfully, and that's for high-performing transformational leadership on August 19th.